You keep researching for places to live in Boise, Idaho, and each time you do, you stumble upon listings and videos about Eagle, Idaho, and there's a reason for that. Eagle is one of the most sought after cities to move to in all of the Treasure Valley. But why and where is it? I've made this video just for those of you who are undecided about making the move to Idaho. This should be the last video you need to see before you decide whether Eagle, Idaho is right for you. Here are the top things you need to know about Eagle, Idaho. Eagle, Idaho is located in southwest Idaho. It's about 12 miles west of downtown Boise. It's framed by the Boise Mountains to the north and the Boise River to the south. The city is outlined by highways that surround it. On the south end is Highway 20, or Chinden Boulevard. It runs east to west, and when you cross over it, you will find yourself in Meridian. To the west is Highway 16. West of Highway 16 is the city of Star, and if you follow Highway 16 north, you'll come to the city of Emmett. On the east end of Eagle is Highway 55, and that's a busy one because it takes you north to the cities of Donnelly, Cascade, and the resort town of McCall. East of Highway 55 sits Garden City, but many people just refer to it as Northwest Boise. The thing about Highway 16 and especially Highway 55 is they draw a lot of travelers headed out of town to recreate. So on any given Friday or Sunday, there'll be increased traffic in the city of Eagle because everyone is traveling north to boat, fish, camp, or ski. When we first visited Boise back in 2015, we didn't know much about the area at all. I had read articles about Boise and that it was this great place to raise a family, but those articles are general in nature and they never mention anywhere specifically in the Treasure Valley. They just say Boise. And that's true because the city of Boise itself is a great place to raise a family, but if we were moving to a new state with our whole family, we wanted to know all of our options. So we get here with my 4 kids and my parents in tow and just start driving around. We hit every city within the Treasure Valley from Canyon County to Ada County. But when we pulled into the city of Eagle, something about it felt very familiar to us. It was like it was plucked out of Southern California. And obviously it was different because it's Idaho, but it had this intangible energy. And you feel it when you know it's the right place. I say the same thing when I'm taking clients around to look at homes. When they find the right one, their energy changes. It's almost like they start buzzing. It's super cool to watch. But I digress. So back to Eagle. So Eagle has around 30,000 residents, and where I grew up had 30,000 residents. So again, there's that familiarity with size and types of homes. And Eagle isn't small, but it has the charm of a small town. The downtown looks like a Hallmark movie set. They have these historic buildings that are 100 years old and are now restaurants and shops. There's a gazebo in the downtown center, and during the summers they host farmers markets and concerts. There's celebration for holidays throughout the year. Downtown is totally walkable and it's just super cute. So when we're first here looking at Eagle, we didn't know what kind of home we wanted. We have 4 kids and we were moving from a townhome in Southern California. So we didn't know if we wanted just a larger yard or if we wanted acreage or if we needed a bigger home or just anything larger than a townhome. Eagle offered us that variety of home sizes and types and lot sizes, but I'll get more into that later. And I do have another video where I talk specifically about some of the most desirable neighborhoods in Eagle, so be sure to check that out. Now that we have decided on Eagle, what is there even to do here? One of the things we loved most about the city of Eagle was all the stuff we could get into. Again, I have 4 kids, so I need access to activities, and then when those are done, I need access to more activities. And that was a big reason why we chose this city as our new home. So let's talk about some of the activities that Eagle has to offer. For starters, there's the Eagle Bike Park. It offers mountain bike trails for beginners to experts. Now, in addition to miles of mountain bike trails, It has a BMX track, it has jumps, it has access to the Ridge to River Trail system, which winds throughout the Boise foothills. Local high schools use it to train their mountain bike teams, which I think is really cool that that sport is an option here, because in LA, schools didn't offer that. Then there is Eagle Island State Park, which is a 545-acre park right in the middle of Eagle. A state park in your backyard? Yes, please. It's sandwiched between the North and South Fork of the Boise River. They have a swimming beach, picnic area, 5 miles of trails for horseback riding and hiking. There's a 19-hole disc golf course, a water slide in the summer, and a terrain park and tubing hill in the winter. You do need to purchase an Idaho State Park Pass for entry, but it's only $10 a year, and that gets you into any Idaho State Park. And they hold cross-country races here too, so I've had friends from other states come to town when their kids have cross-country meets here. Then there's the Eagle Tennis Club. It's an indoor tennis facility that lets you enjoy tennis and pickleball all year round. It has 12 tennis courts and 12 pickleball courts. There are youth and adult programs running year-round, and they offer fitness classes with your membership. Eagle is also home to the Optimus Youth Sports Complex. Well, I guess it's technically in Boise because it's situated east of Highway 55, but everyone just considers it an Eagle. It's a 51-acre park that features sports fields, tennis court, fishing ponds. If your child plays football or soccer, you will at some point find yourself at the Optimus Fields. And if that's not enough, Eagle is currently in the planning phase to add a 94-acre sports complex on the west end of town, and a shooting sports park in the foothills that will open with an archery range. Then for golf enthusiasts, Eagle has Banbury Public Golf Course, and then Shadow Valley and River Birch Public Golf Courses right outside the city limits. And then keep in mind, Eagle has a river running through it, so you've got fishing and floating and just river play. And then there's horseback riding in the foothills, Blue Sky Flower Farm where you can go pick your own flowers. Yes, it is totally hallmark here. So if that's what you're looking for, then Eagle may be the right place. And if it's not, that's great, because the Treasure Valley has so many different cities and all have their own unique vibe. But you get the idea about Eagle. There is just a lot to do in this charming city. Now, what if you've got school-age children? Well, you're in luck. Eagle is known for its strong public schools. Eagle is part of the West Ada School District. You have Eagle Hills Elementary, Eagle Elementary, Seven Oaks, Andrus Elementary, all which feed into Eagle Middle School and then Eagle High School. And the high school is known to always be competitive in sports, from football and basketball, baseball, softball, dance. As a side note, if you are moving to a new city and have a child interested in a sport, I would absolutely reach out to the coaches at that new school so you can build that rapport prior to your child transferring. I have clients whose son participated in competitive gymnastics. So prior to us selecting a home for them, we made sure that we toured different gymnastics gyms, had their son participate in classes and meet with coaches. Ultimately, they picked a home in Meridian within walking distance of this gym. And that's a whole lot better than the 45-minute commute each way they had back in Southern California. But back to Eagle. There are also public magnet schools such as Galileo STEM Academy and charter schools such as North Star Academy, which are not zoned for a particular area, but rather run a lottery system for those who apply. You also have private school options such as Innovate and Montessori. One thing I particularly love about high schools in West Ada is that they offer career and technical education tracks. I feel like it's so important to expose our kids to alternative career options if they show an early interest in something. So I have 2 teenage boys. One is taking a sports medicine track, and the other is taking courses in law enforcement and fire services. They can use these credits to apply towards secondary education or just to get ahead in the workforce if they enter right out of high school. In total, there are 26 different pathway programs, from culinary arts, animal science, graphic design, welding, collision repair, just to name a few. That's a lot of career options. Oh, and did I mention the bus system? That was huge for me because at one point I had 4 kids at 3 different schools and there was no way I could get everyone ready and dropped off by their school's start time. I can get a kid to the bus stop and then still be able to get the next kid to the bus stop and then still be able to get the next ones to the bus stop. Idaho also allows you to do hybrid schooling if that's a better option for your child. So you can homeschool and then send them to regular school for traditional classes. Or if you want to split their time between a private STEM academy for math and science, but then have them do their remaining classes at their zoned school, you can do that too. It's really nice to be able to pick a style that works best for your child. Before I continue, my name is Erica Toffel, Global Real Estate Advisor with Group 1 Sotheby's International Realty. I specialize in helping families relocate to Boise, Idaho, and its surrounding cities like the city of Eagle. If you need help with any of your real estate needs, reach out. My information is on the screen. And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Now that we know where Eagle is, what there is to do for activities, and what schools are available, your next question might be, where do I go to eat? So the top restaurants in Eagle, oh, there's so many. So Crave currently holds the top spot for trendy meals out. This place is always packed for lunch and dinner. They have great menu, great drinks, and just an overall cool vibe. Then we are anxiously awaiting Koa Del Mar, which will be the sister restaurant to Boise's swanky Barbacoa restaurant. It may rival Crave as the coveted hotspot for Eagle once it opens. Then you've got Bardonnay, which has its own distillery. There's Coin, Rice, Rembrandt's, which is located in a converted church. And who doesn't love breakfast, right? So we've got our morning staples of the griddle and squeeze in. Then we've got Gem State Brewery, which is coming soon, and so is Spitfire Tacos and Tequilas. We have 3 grocery stores nearby to choose from. Albertsons is right in the center of town, right near downtown. So it makes sense that it would be the store of choice, but it also tends to be pricier than your other options. Around it, you have strip mall staples like a UPS store, a barbershop, Anytime Fitness, and McDonald's. Now, in the lower west side of Eagle, like it's questionably Meridian, but technically an Eagle zip code, you'll find Fred Meyer's. And I love Fred Meyer's. They have a variety of sections. So if you're ever in a pinch and you need to grab your groceries along with clothes, a grill, a love seat, or a TV, you're already there. I was at Fred Meyer's the other day getting groceries and I remembered I needed shoes for my daughter for a wedding we have coming up. So I was able to grab it all. It was super convenient. And it tends to be less expensive than Albertsons. But of course, I do go to Albertsons because it's convenient and I like their produce and their meat department. But Fred Meyer has a lot going on in its plaza. It has various restaurants, there's an Orange Theory, there's a car wash. So where you shop might also depend on what other errands you have to do. On the east side of Eagle is Winco. And Winco has the best prices of the 3 stores, but one caveat is that they don't accept credit cards. So you can shop there, just make sure you have cash or debit cards or checks. And it's in a shopping center with Home Depot and Petco, a car wash, a swimming school for the littles. So again, where you shop may depend on what else you need to get done. We also have a Costco that's a few miles down the road in Meridian if you need to buy in bulk. And then there's a Target that sits just outside of Eagle on the top of Chinden. In Eagle, you have so many options on the kind of home you may want for yourself. Such a varied selection of wonderful neighborhoods, from more of a master planned community feel like Legacy to acreage communities like Canterbury. There are townhomes, there are apartments, and then there's senior living options too. And let's pause there for a second because to me, that is such an attractive feature of Eagle. It has a great selection of senior living options for our parents and grandparents at whatever stage they may be at. If it's independence, then we have a selection of 55 plus communities. If it's independent living, but with services available, we have that too. And then we have memory care facilities here if the time is right for that. But your loved ones can be close by in Eagle itself. So I have clients who bought a home in Eagle a few years back. Then they were able to move their mom from California into a 55+ community here in Eagle. Now, it's that time that they're starting to look at assisted living facilities. And the fact that they can do it locally and have their mom still be close, that just makes the whole process of dealing with aging parents a little less stressful. It's worth noting that Eagle has several urgent cares and 2 emergency rooms, but no hospitals. However, the emergency rooms are equipped to triage, and then they can move a patient to a designated hospital if necessary. Pop quiz, true or false? Eagle is the largest city in the state of Idaho. First person to guess correctly will get a personal video reply from me in the comments below. Eagle has an app. It's the Explore Eagle app. This is a great place to find additional information about the city, and it's a very thorough list of all things Eagle. There's a list of restaurants and bars and coffee shops. A few places on the list have since changed ownership, but it's otherwise pretty current. And you can sort by whatever you are looking for. So if you only want to look at wineries, you can. If you want a list of coffee and tea shops, you can sort it that way too. There's a list of shopping included on there too, and this is sort of a catch-all category because it includes everything from wholesale trade to groceries to home and garden. And because some businesses are run out of people's homes or off their hobby farms, those may be included in there as well. And we do have 2 hotels in town, the Hilton Garden Inn and the Homewood Suites by Hilton. So these are listed under lodging. There's a category for services, and that's sort of all-encompassing as well. It can include accounting or dry cleaning or pet services. There is a things to do tab, which, as you know, it's Eagle. There is so much to do here. Then there's a tab specific about downtown. And then my favorite is the calendar of events, because this is where you can stay on top of the city's events, like Eagle Saturday Market, which runs every Saturday, May through October at downtown's Heritage Park. There is the Harvest Fest in October and the Veterans Breakfast in November, Eagle County Christmas in December, and then Eagle Fun Days in July, which is basically when downtown shuts down and turns into one huge water fight. It's such an active and connected city, and we love living here. Honestly, I couldn't imagine raising my family anywhere else. For more videos about relocating to Boise or Eagle, Idaho, and for real estate tips in general, make sure to check out one of the videos on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.